How do you know when one of your loved ones is being abused in the nursing home? What are the signs? What do you look for? Hi, I'm Darrell Castle. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee, and the answer to that question is there are many answers to that question. Of course, one of the things you might look for is the obvious bed sores, which are always a problem. Always, well, almost always at least, a sign of neglect. They're always a sign of neglect when they're really severe. Bed sores can be terrible. They can cause sepsis and even death on occasion. Now, another thing to look for is when your loved one is taken to the emergency room by the nursing home or sent to the emergency room. People do get sick and they occasionally need emergency care, and there's certainly no neglect in that. But it is a common thing when something happens at the nursing home for them to react to it by sending the person to emergency care, to an emergency clinic or an emergency room. A common thing like a fall that might be caused by neglect. Fall with a broken bone. Sometimes a patient will stay in the nursing home a day, 2 days before they recognize, uh-oh, he's got a broken leg or a broken hip or something like that. Then they'll send him to the emergency room. That's something you might want to look at. Other things to look at when you go visit your relative, which I hope you do periodically, are just simply signs of abuse. If your relative, your loved one, is talking about things that sound an awful lot like sexual abuse, unfortunately, folks, those things do happen. You need to pay attention to that. It might be more than just a product of a mind damaged by age and perhaps dementia. It is a terrible thing, and it does happen. Obvious signs of abuse like bruising, things of that nature, neglect, which you can tell sometimes by the smell in your loved one's room. All those things need to be looked at. You need to pay attention to the treatment that the person you put in this nursing home is getting. I hope you're going to visit that person, and when you do, just pay attention to make sure that everything is okay. Most of this abuse is pretty obvious when you really look for it. Hello, I'm Darrell Castle. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee. And if you have a loved one that you suspect, you think, or you believe might be the victim of abuse or neglect in a nursing home, I'd love to talk with you about that, folks. Call me for a free appointment or contact me at the Get in Touch form on this page.